Camera's good? All right, we're going to start with Haynes King. Rob?
Haynes, when you guys got together on Sunday, what was the mood of the team? What was the reaction? And you feel like they were ready to get back at it?
Oh, for sure. You got to move on. It's a quick turnaround. We play Friday instead of Saturday, so we got to move on, flush it, and try to do better, start faster, and just execute better.
Chad?
Haynes, I do have to ask you about the pick six. Can you walk us through that play? What happened, and how tough of a play was that to live through?
I mean, they had it mugged up. They dropped the mug backers, brought them outside. We couldn't get back out to them, so technically, I got to get the ball out. The mug backer, he popped out, didn't see him, tried to replace with the little snap because they went like fire zone 2 or whatever, like, too deep, 4 So I couldn't throw it to the back, tried to use him as the hot, didn't see him. I'm on the ground, didn't know he picked it, so.
Okay.
How nice is it that you do have a short week this week? You can flush what happened on Saturday, and then you get to your rival on Friday. But how nice is it to kind of accelerate and kind of like just get on to next week?
I mean, I think regardless, it would have been the same. Even if we won, because like it was such a good week. I mean, not a good week, but such a short week. Like you said, you're gonna have to flush whatever and move on, and get ready for this Friday.
Go, Jarvis.
Haynes, as a leader of this team and knowing what it is with this rivalry between the team up 316, so what are you kind of trying to convey to like some of the younger guys about what this rivalry means and how you should approach this game coming up?
I mean, really, you said it. Like just trying to make everybody, be aware of what's going on and understand what this rivalry means, and not just to each program, to each individual. And it means a lot, and it's going to be a state championship, and whatever happens, happens. But they do need to understand and know what's going to happen and what to expect.
Good. Miles?
Haynes, it's been said over and over again about what happened last year, the 8 overtime finish, the game that you had, obviously extremely hard fought. But based on your experience playing this Georgia team, this Georgia defense by Kirby Smart, Glenn Schumann, what have you learned from facing this team that offers the most challenges for you guys?
I mean, really everything. The past 2 years, they're going to give you a lot of different looks. They're going to try to zone match you on the back end, and then change the front up a little bit, stem late a little bit, try to get you to jump. Third down, they're going to have a package, and when it comes down to it, and you got to win the game, they're going to give you a different look and try to get to the quarterback.
Haynes, I know you guys have the approach, no game bigger than the next. Last year we saw your reaction, coach's reaction to this game. What impact did that have on an approach, a motivational standpoint this offseason, knowing how that game went last year?
I mean, it's really like it gave a really good approach and a good lesson for this whole season, and not just one game. But, we've been working hard and preparing ourselves and getting ready for this game right now. And as long as we're focused in the present and we know what's going to happen. It's the, good old-fashioned hate, and Georgia versus Georgia Tech.
Just to follow up on that, how often do you think about last year's game? I know that's not part of your, thought process as a quarterback to flush things, but how often do you reflect back on what happened last year at all?
I mean, I've reflected back a couple of times. It's a good learning experience, how to finish, take care of the ball when game time, when it presents itself, stuff like that. But, like you said, it's a new year. It's 2 new teams. We're a whole different offense from last year. They're a different defense as well. Different personnel. You're going to have a couple change-ups, stuff like that. But you still got to get ready to play the game and watch film and prepare, just like any other week, and like it's going to be a championship game.
Isaiah had 2 touchdown catches in the game on Saturday. What have you seen from him, just the way that he's developed and kind of been embraced by this offense?
Yeah, he's done a really good job, each and every week, and not just on game days. It's for practice, walkthrough, meetings, stuff like that, just getting better and developing. And, the growth that he's had throughout the year is just outstanding, and it makes my life easier, when you have a big target like that making plays down the field or even in the red zone.
I'm sure everyone on the offense is aware of the slow starts recently. Is that more a part of playing the opponent playing good defense than your approach to coming out every game?
I mean, obviously, the opponents, they're going to try to play good defense, but we got to do a better job executing. And, it's not going to be easy. They're going to try to show different looks, and they're going to try their best to stop us as well, but we got to do a better job of executing and doing our job. And it's just the little things and, straining and finishing as well.
Miles.
Haynes, there's been a lot of talk of, whether true or not, of quarterbacks sort of embodying their team. There's been a lot of talk about you being, sort of a guy that the team reflects upon and kind of plays after. It's heard a lot of talk with Gunnar Stockton as well at the University of Georgia with the offense sort of embodying what he brings, that toughness factor. Have you gotten the chance to really see how he plays, and is there any truth to that at all with you and this Georgia Tech team?
I hadn't seen a whole lot. Obviously, if we play at noon, they play at night, or vice versa. You get to see a couple of the games, but I hadn't sat down and studied it. But I met Gunnar this past summer at the Manning Passing Academy, and we have a pretty good relationship as well. Great dude, great guy, great ball player as well. But I guess you'd say that is true. That statement is true. Usually, your team's going to embody the quarterback. Is he tough? Is he going to find ways to move the ball and find ways to put points on the board and win? And the team usually responds very well to that. So you just got to keep trying to push him forward and try to find ways.
Anything else for Haynes? Okay.
Just kind of go into this Georgia defense. What have you seen from this unit, just in particular, strengths, weaknesses, stuff like that, just things you can exploit? Just thoughts on that unit.
I mean, it's Georgia defense. Everybody knows about them. I don't have to say too much about them because everybody knows about them. Everybody talks about them. They're going to be stout up front. They're going to rally to the ball. Like I said earlier, they're going to zone match on the back end, and then when the time comes, they're going to show you a different look and try to pressure the quarterback, get after them, especially their third down packages and stuff like that. But they're a really good coach team, and Kirby he does a really good job since he's been there.
Okay. Anything else? Thank you, Haynes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Haynes. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.